5'4",
Dress size.
1820.
That's your problem.
But no, that's not fair, Kevin, because I
No, it
haven't
is.
always
Oh,
been
I don't give a shit about
1820.
fair. No, I don't give a shit
I
about
haven't
fair.
always
I
been
don't you overtalk me. What?
1820.
Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Don't overtalk me. Your name and how old are you?
Yeah, my name is Sydney and I'm 25.
Okay. What do you got?
So I went to a women's college and I remember just one of the major things that they would tell us all the time is that one, gender was a social construct, two, that women didn't need men, and three, that women could literally just beat men at everything
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we should do. And it took me years after I graduated college 3 years ago to really undo all that programming because it's literally what it is.
Well, it's becoming even worse on modern campuses. That's why many are fleeing college campuses. It's but you know what? I'm gonna stay away from the social politic and the campus, but we're gonna stick on the fact of dating and relationships. This is
Mhm.
what women were sold. I don't doubt that this is what happened on college. So how is it impacting you now in your quest to date and mate?
Well, yeah, well, I think I definitely see it with my mom. Like she watches so many of these TV shows
Yeah,
that are
but what
saying
about you though?
with me,
Hmm.
well, I was definitely not prioritizing like dating men or anything like that. So I really had to think about I actually am not on that path to like be working in the workforce or anything like that. I realized that my priority had to be on being able to like just be a wife, right? So like being
Are you seeing anybody right now?
not right now, no.
Okay. You ladies sound a lot of you ladies just sound like you when I talk about relationships, you guys just sound so uncomfortable. So uncomfortable and it's like I asked you how to speak Chinese. It's like and that's unfortunate because men are on the other side and you guys are going to have to put you have a degree, a bachelor's, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to put twice the work, three times the work you did into getting the bachelor's to get a man.
Yeah.
Because if I mean you don't seem to speak the language. And the first thing I asked is about you, and you start talking about your mom. Your mom has made her choice. At 25, you either decide to learn what we are, what we value, what matters to us, get curious, and approach it like your hair's on fire, or be one of the four that ends up, or be one of the being the three out of the four that ends up alone. Hold on. Here we go. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Okay, you got your camera all over the place. Uh, Unmute yourself. Yeah, this is some dude in the background. No, I'm not trying to hear this. They're tripping. All right, if you're gonna come on, you need to be on and be prepared to go. I don't want to. I'm not trying to have
Hello?
a bunch of. Hello.
Hello? Hi.
Hi. Your first name?
Stacy.
What do you got for me?
Yeah, I just wanted to share. I'm 46. I'm
Okay.
single and
Uh-huh.
yeah, I'm single and this is very true. I um was taught I was born in 75 and so me growing up in going to college in the 90s and things like that, it was taught to be independent and things like that. You know, get, go for your dreams, follow your dreams. Don't get married, especially don't settle. That was just like the emphasis. Don't settle, don't settle, don't settle. I'm 46 years old and I'm single.
Mm-hmm.
My choices are beyond limited. I don't have any choices.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much over for me. And I just wanted to share that everything that that interviewer said was so true. It was pure propaganda. It was feminism 101.
Appreciate it, Mom.
And
I
yes,
gotta get to somebody else. Hold on. Let me get to somebody else
sorry.
too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Oh, hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 39.
What do you got for me?
I do want to just comment on, I jumped in at the last minute, but did want to comment on the panel that was happening and so much that's going on today. But I also see, I see feminism like at its height. And two, I see a lot of women, especially Black women recognizing how it's failed all of us and is failing us as a whole in our community. And I'm also kind of proud to say that in my community in Sacramento, I know that I, as well as some of my other female friends and family members, have kind of made a concerted effort to kind of change the narrative and be more deliberate about championing our Black men, and just supporting them in business.
Hold on, Summer. Hold on. If you're in the chat room on the call and you have a disagreement, raise your hand, because I want to get to the people who may not be on the same page, and answer some questions, because you said you're 39?
I am, yes.
Any children?
I have 3 children.
Have you ever been married?
I have. I've been divorced now for about 5 years.
You were married to their father?
Yes. Well,
you're in the one out of you in the 1 out of 4, so at least you can say you were.
Yeah, no, I was.
Right.
I've had a few proposals, but I think I need, as a woman, to educate myself more on, what my own shortcomings are, and more prepare myself to be an actual valuable partner to someone before I'm ready to jump back in there.
Appreciate it. All right. So here's what I need. Here's what I need from you guys. If you're on and you want to get on, if you have a question, you got to kind of get to the point. Oh, this woman's called in before. I've seen you before. Wow. All right. If your camera is on, I'm going to the people who have their camera on first. Go ahead.
Hi.
Hi. How old are you?
I'm 25. My name is Chelsea.
Okay, what do you got for me?
I guess I just more so have a comment. I've been watching your videos for the past couple weeks, and I know you stress a lot that we should, as women, we should start, what's the word I'm trying to find? We should start aspiring to marriage and working towards being a wife, or trying to, we should actively be pursuing that young. But from my experience, I just find that, and it may be the area that I'm in, a lot of, or from the men that I've come in contact with, that's not what they're on. Like, that's not
what they're in college?
Not anymore.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to University of Arkansas.
There are plenty of Black men at University of Arkansas.
I'm not saying it's not eligible bachelors. I just feel like and it could be the dating pool or the people who I'm aspiring to want to be with, that type of man.
So
they're not necessarily.
It almost sounds like you're making an argument that the men aren't ready for marriage.
I feel as though with the age group that I'm in, I haven't really come across a lot of men that are ready to settle down.
Hold on. You're 25?
Yes.
What's the oldest man you've ever dated?
Probably like 30.
Right. And you were how old?
I was 24, so this was last year.
So I'm sorry that, first of all, in our community, women want men to be around the same age and making 6 figures or more. Men start looking to get married after 35. So looking for a man in your 20s, yeah, it makes sense you're not going to find somebody, because he's still out here working, trying to become even able to produce for a wife and kids. So yes, this is why I stress that you ladies got to start being more realistic and putting yourself in a position. Are you still in Arkansas? You muted yourself. Hello? Are you still in
Yes, I'm still
Arkansas?
in Arkansas. Yes, sir.
Uh, yeah, that's going to have and the next question I'm going to ask, what kind of lifestyle do you want to have? How many kids do you want to have? All these other things. And Arkansas it's one of the worst states in the union. Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi are always fighting for the bottom 3 spots. So if you want a successful black man, Arkansas is not necessarily the place to go get them.
Okay.
So I don't know why this is the reality I need you ladies to start understanding. They told you you were sold that these successful men are all over the place, and I left. There's nothing in Arkansas that's really appealing. And no diss to the people in Arkansas, but you know what it is.
Yeah, I know.
So why are you still there?
I guess
Because it's convenient.
probably comfort. If anything,
Well,
I done got comfortable here.
Guess what? Because you're about 2 years from the danger zone. And I'm sorry. The thought process of, well, the men aren't on my level and the men aren't ready and this and that doesn't matter when time is run out. You ladies are going to have to put yourself in the position and go to places and areas where the kind of men you want are. If you want a different outcome. If you don't, then it is what it is. The halls of whatever, your numbers, your microphone's not on. Unmute yourself. Miss something or other.
Hey, Uncle Kev, how are you?
Hello. Do you have a disagreement?
I have more like an addition because I don't want to credit everything. I believe in the fact of
Well, how old are you, by the way?
27.
Okay. Go ahead. Hello? What happened to you? She muted herself. All right, so here's what I need. I need the people who have questions or disagreements to pop up because we can't just have the same, hey, I agree. Here's the problem. Many of you ladies, even the ones that do agree, you're still not willing to do what it takes to make yourself viable for your outcomes. Meaning, like I spoke with the previous caller, when you're in Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Oklahoma, these places are not overrunning with, rich, successful men. You're going to get guys making $15, $20 an hour. That's good. The median income for a black man in this country is $42,000. That's what 50% are going to make. So if you want something that's going to be higher, so she's supposed to leave. Let me go ahead and get you on here. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Candy, seeing as though you don't seem to understand the point. Unmute yourself. What's your question?
Good evening.
Hello. What was the question that you typed?
No, you were saying something that they have only people who make $10, $20.
What was the question that you typed?
I said, so is she supposed to leave because she have to leave to go find a man because there's
Okay,
no
where are you
men
from?
here for
Okay,
her?
hold on. Okay. Where are you at?
I'm in New York.
Yeah, you've called in my show before, right?
One time before.
Right. Understand something. You don't have to do anything. No one has to do anything. But you cannot make something be what it's not. If you want a man who's earning more, you cannot be in a poor state.
I agree.
So why is that? Well, why did that seem to trigger you ladies when you hear that you have to do something? Sometime, little girls. Seems to trigger you ladies. And see, the funny thing is, let me go ahead and speak on that too. Far too many of you young sisters man, y'all are too immature. Like I had that one person that was on Instagram the other day. It's time for you ladies to grow up. Go back to the second broadcast I put in, and the sister in the white said, my mother was married at 23. You're supposed to be a grown ass woman at 20, 23, 25. Women were having children and becoming wives. And y'all, too many of you act like teenagers. Still walking down with barrettes in your hair, eating a pickle with a Jolly Rancher in it. Grow the French toast up, ladies. I mean, if you want a different outcome, and if you don't, knock yourself out. Becky, Marisol, Mylene, Anu, they would have no problem hollering at your men. They have no problem that you sitting around talking about what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to do this. No. Becky will tell you ain't supposed to do nothing. You sit right there, and I'm going to go holler at Jamal. Hello, Monica, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Monica. So, Mookie, that's who she was. See, another part of this that bothers many women is they were sold education and income. And I said this then, your education, your degree, and your money does not make you more high value. Does not increase your market value as a woman. Not like you think it does. Not like you think it does. Unmute yourself. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. So I have a question for you. How do we change the narrative going forward? So we've been programmed to think that having fun, being educated is the way to go. I've been married for 13 years.
Okay.
But I have a
That's how you change the narrative.
I have sisters. So
are they married?
One of them is not. She's very educated. She's very successful.
Why is she not married?
Well, she's engaged, but she's not married. So her reason for not being married was always, I have to finish my boards. I have to finish this degree. I have to finish.
So you asked me the question, how you change the narrative? By getting married. Get married, if you want a different outcome, you got to raise the number, raise the percentages. We have to start telling, not necessarily early marriage, but just stop delaying it earlier. Start understanding that the men you're going to marry aren't necessarily going to be your age, depending upon the kind of lifestyle you want.
Okay.
Yeah, lastly, women have to start getting very curious about men, understanding who men are, what we want, and what we're willing to sign for. That in and of itself is what's missing, because what so many women today want to give men is what they have to sell. It's not what men are asking for.
Okay.
Got it? Appreciate it. All right. So, yeah, changing the narrative comes down to, if you want a different outcome, and I'm a big fan, and I always say that, this whole falling in love thing, that just doesn't, that's Disney, the Disneyfication of relationships. This lady's going ham on this heart. Lady, your microphone is not connected. She does not seem to get it. Your microphone is not connected, so I can't help you if your mic's not connected. Hall of whatever, your microphone is not connected, so without that, I cannot do nothing for you. So, I think it's also shocking to a lot of women that when they realize that, oh my God, it's going to require more than just being, cute. It's going to require more than just being cute. It's going to require, actually, especially the higher up you go, it's going to require you actually having relationship skills. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah. Yes. First name.
Clarice.
Clarice.
Yes.
What do you got for me?
Hi. So I am a going close to middle-aged woman, but I am married. Um, I'm 40 years old. But my question, and I have two children, one adult, 22 years old, and the other one is 9. The 9-year-old is with my husband. So my question is how, because I just started listening to your videos recently, I'm just trying to figure out how are you classifying a man as high value or a woman as high value? Like,
I have
what are the
okay. I have videos on this.
Okay.
If you have them, please, you have to go back and kind of watch. There's a lot of stuff out there, but I have the videos. 10-minute video on what makes a man high value, and I also have a video on what makes a woman high value. Go ahead.
Can I ask one more question? Okay, so then I also have a question in reference to I think a couple times you said that women needed to be somewhat slimmer and fitter, and
they need to. Depends on the outcomes you want.
Right. I understand that. I think that things like what men find attractive are different in different geographics.
Obviously, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Really? How old are you? 40?
I'm 40, yes.
Okay, please let's not do this. I'm like, obviously there are preferential differences, but are you really going to try to tell me that men want women to be way more than they do?
No, that's not what I was going to say.
Well, the average black woman weighs more than the average black man at his height. 80% of black women are overweight, and 80% of those are obese. So just because men may happen to like where the fat lands doesn't mean that it's going to work. There needs to be a more fit woman.
Right. That I wasn't going to say that she should look overweight. I'm saying that.
No. She shouldn't look overweight. She shouldn't be overweight. There's no gray area on this. Go back and look at your grandmother and your great grandmother. Go back in your family albums and show me the 200 and 300 pound women. They didn't exist. Go back and watch Coolie High is a movie that's on YouTube. It's free right now. Go in there. Go look at the women who are standing over there eating chicken by themselves and eating chips. That's the woman that people were laughing at in the movie while the pretty girls was being danced with and the thin girls was being danced with.
Okay. I can agree with that. I just have one more thing to say. So I've seen a lot of interracial relationships where the white woman was very overweight.
I don't care. What does that mean?
No, I mean, so because you saying
okay, here's the problem I have with what you're doing. You've only been watching a short period of time, and you come in.
I admit to that.
All right, so go back and so here's what I think: go do your homework, because I don't like when women come in doing this. Well, not all, and then there's some. You just wasted what time for what? Just to tell women that ultimately, do you think what you're saying is going to help women get what they want? Go ahead and be overweight, and there are some fat white women.
No, I was just.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I just have a little patience for I just showed you 50, 60 years of propaganda and young black people parroting this propaganda. And you get a woman who's 40 coming in and for the most part parroting the propaganda. How do we change the narrative? That's what the previous caller asked. We're going to need women like her to stop doing that. We need women like her to start saying the stuff that I was saying 3-4 years ago is BS, young sis. Don't do this. Get out here and be as fit as you can get and as pretty as possible. And you need to be the girly girl. That's what we need women to start telling women. Not that, well, there may be somebody who likes your elbow meat. There may be somebody who likes you have an extra meat hanging off your knees. Cause you see Honey Boo Boo's mom look that way. It's not helping. All right. And you're gonna need to sit the phone down because you're kind of hyperactive. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Man, hello. There may be somebody who likes to. All right, you're gonna have to turn YouTube off in the background. You gotta turn YouTube off in the background, cause that'll come through. All right. Let's do this one more again. Hello. All right, you didn't turn YouTube off like I asked you to.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi. What's your first name? Okay, I'm going to say it one more time. If you don't turn it off, I'm going to go ahead to the next caller.
Hello.
Hi, what's your first name?
Hello.
What is your first name?
Gray area on this.
All right. And it's this Celestine. No, I don't know who you are. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Hello? Hi, is your finger over the camera or something? What do you have for me? Uh-huh. Okay, what I'm gonna need you to do is I'm no offense, man, but I'm gonna need you guys to don't give me the preamble, get to the question. Because it's taking
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what went wrong in my dating life as far as just trying to find a mate. Because I knew from back then what I wanted. I wanted also an education. I wanted to have a mate. I wanted to have a family, and none of that transpired for me.
Did you get an education?
Yes, I did.
What's your degree in?
And I thought the ideal place to meet a guy would be at school.
Where's your no?
But that didn't transpire.
Because you need not listening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. What is your degree
I can hear you. I have a bachelor's in criminal justice.
All right. Do you have YouTube on in the background or something? Because that tends to have a problem with this.
No.
All right. So, and
no,
you're
I don't
40,
have anything
and you're 40, and you're 40. And you're 40,
42.
Right? 42.
Yeah, 42.
What state do you live in?
New York.
New York. Are you from New York?
Yes.
All right. How tall are you?
5'4".
Dress size?
18-20.
That's your problem.
But no, that's not fair, Kevin. Because
No, it is. I don't give a shit about fair. No, I don't give a shit about fair. I don't you overtalk me. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Don't overtalk me. I told. Do not overtalk me.
Okay.
You called and asked me for my advice, and when I start talking and I say something you don't like, you give me the New York girl attitude. If this is how you conduct yourself, this is another reason why you can't find nobody. 18, 20. How much do you weigh?
I'm close to 300 pounds.
Ma'am, are you seriously asking why you can't find a man? And you weigh almost your height, you should be 120 pounds. You cannot be seriously asking me why you can't find someone. The better question is, why should somebody accept this?
Kevin?
No. The better question is, why should a man
Kevin?
Why should a man accept
I know.
this? I'm not going to do that. We know where that's going to go. We know where that's going to go. So I'm not going to sit here and counsel you on why you should go work out. You're 40 years old. You're educated. You know you're morbidly obese. If you want to be 300 pounds, knock yourself out.
I'm a PhD.
Hey, thanks for watching. And I think we have to take these concerning issues in this video one after the other. Let's talk about the last lady that was asking she's 42 years old. We know it's shattered. and she still haven't figured out how to get a man to commit to her, right? And she's almost 300 pounds, like she said, and she's not aware of what is blocking her from getting someone to commit to her. And Kevin Samuels was talking about, oh, the question should be, why should someone accept that? I think oftentimes these women of this size often think that as long as she's a female, she have the coochie between her legs and she's just alive, someone should just accept her for just being a human being and breathing. And they just think that they don't need to put in any amount of effort just to get a black man. And it's just crazy to me. One of the ladies said, oh, just because of finding a man, you are telling someone to, move from where she stays. So it means men are just. So it's just. When someone say just because means they think of that particular thing very little. That is the truth. They think of black men just so little, no respect, no nothing. And this is the problem. This is it. And talking about the feminists and the propaganda that went on, I think these things, oftentimes our women start to recognize these things or start to realize that it was propaganda and it was not worth it and all these things when they are in their 30s, 35, 40s. That's just the truth. If you pay attention, most of the women that mostly agree that these things were marketed to them just to keep them single, pure propaganda or something, are women that are mostly older, right? So time has catch up with them and they are now frustrated. So when you bring these things up now, they have to just agree. But if you tell the 19-year-old that was propaganda, she will tell you that was women emancipation, empowering women or something like that. Until she get to 30, 40, she wouldn't realize, and being single, she wouldn't realize most of these things. And why do we have to be having this conversation right now? They just told you, you're a female and you look at yourself, they told you, you and the guy that you are attending school with, classes with, everything, they said you are the same. When you know that you know the same, like, there are so many physical features that are just not the same about men and women, right? So it's just crazy how women are easily convinced to believe certain things that are lies. It's just crazy. Men, you can't get men. So that's why this propaganda, they didn't use it on men because men are more logical. So they will understand, no, if you tell a man that men and women are the same, a man that is intelligent knows that no, ain't no way we the same. No. Men are more bigger, taller. That's physically, right? Though we have some women that are, we are just not the same. Women carry breast, women don't. So when they tell you you are the same and you don't need men in your lives, and black women go ahead to preach these things on live, online. They say things like, I'm a strong, independent black woman and I don't need no man. They say these things and it's almost like it's a badge of honor. And when they end up 30s, 40s, and that is when they'll be blaming black men, being bitter towards us, and it's not always our fault. Black men were not part of the propaganda. They didn't sell you lies. And even today, women are continuing to tell their daughters, black women in particular, are continuing to tell their daughters, fuck men, fuck niggas, go to school, get your degree, and you'll be fine. Which is never true. We still have moms that tell their daughters, give them this type of information, which is not true. Men and women were created to be with each other. We were created to be in groups. No one was created to be individual. Like, let's say, for instance, men can go a whole day without females and they are okay. Like, because of, our lifestyle, music, I mean, watching entertainment, football, these things kind of keep men busy, and they can go a day without females, and they're okay. Females are not like that. They are emotional beings. They need human beings. But even women, sometimes we need women to be around us because it's normal. And the craziest thing is these women are mostly educated. Guys, catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. I'm out.